It's 6:45 on Sunrise now, and if you've just joined us this morning, the Supreme Court has voted 5-4 to uphold the health care reform bill, effectively by ruling that the federal mandate to have health insurance is a tax and therefore constitutional. Colleen Hanabusa joins us live based on the Skype feed. I'm thinking you're in your office because I see Hawaii Anna behind you, yes?
Yes, I am. How are you, Howard?
Okay. What was the reaction from opponents and critics there on Capitol Hill?
Well, as it's really a partisan kind of reaction. For myself, you know, I had always anticipated that it would be found constitutional, and I was really relying on Chief Justice Roberts. And as you know, Howard, we have history in Hawaii with Chief Justice Roberts because he represented the state in Rice versus Cayetano. And I think what he did, when you read through his decision, and I've been able to do one pass of it, is that he really showed his respect for the Constitution and the honoring the separation of the three branches of government.
He also showed his respect for former Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, whom he quoted as saying, between two possible interpretations of a statute, by one of which it would be unconstitutional and by the other valid, our plain duty is to adopt that which will save the act, which is exactly how he came down on this.
That's exactly right. And it is the fact that I believe what you found in the Chief Justice is, like I said, the respect that the policy is made by the Congress, the ultimate legislative body. And that's what he was doing, was when he found how he didn't agree with the Commerce Clause arguments, he did find that it would be preserved with the alternative argument presented by the government, which was that it was a tax.
Yeah. You know, this is a 193-page ruling if you count the syllabus, and I'm only 51 pages into it so far, but it looks like this sets a further precedent that Congress can use taxation to affect policy, provided it offers a choice for people to pay the penalty. I don't know if anybody's talking about that yet, but that could affect all kinds of other issues, not just health care.
Well, I think he crafted it very well in the sense that when he justified this, because as you know, there was the argument raised by the dissent that you had to take into consideration the concept of the direct tax. And they were saying you couldn't call it a tax because it violated the direct tax argument, which means that it had to be an apportionment among the states. And he rejected that. Chief Justice Roberts rejected that by saying that, you know, it wasn't called a tax, it was called a penalty, but you got to look at what the intent was, which he went to, and he said that he believed that it wasn't a punitive tax, and he went through all the various steps. And I think you're right, that it gives Congress another mechanism by which to accomplish it. And this was, of course, in the sense of an alternative to regulating commerce, is that you could do something that would appear like you're regulating commerce and regulating people's behavior by calling it or doing a tax.
All right, our thanks to Representative Colleen Hanabusa speaking to us live via Skype from her offices on the House side of Capitol Hill. We'll be back with more Sunrise in a moment.